Well, hello, y'all. Welcome back to just another normal video here. Getting dressed and prepared today. Um, man, I don't, I really don't have words. I wanted to record this video as kind of like a future promise to myself. If things happen or if things don't happen, who knows? It's all, I guess you could say, en los manos de Dios at the end of the day. So, boy, oh boy, do I have a story to tell. It was I guess a few different sections of my time meeting this individual when I was flying back to Merida or the peninsula of Mexico, more specifically in Cancun. Crazy bus trip I had had, and then even an encounter last night that was literally like unexplained. It was, man, disillusioned, like everything, man. I was everything. It was so crazy. So let me turn the fan on. Porque hace muy calor. Muy calor. It's very hot here, y'all. It's very hot. It's only like 10 a.m. But anyway, I'm flying back since family had visited me in March. Man, oh man, it's so crazy. And I wouldn't even have met this guy if it weren't for me visiting family in the first place in Houston. Anyway, let's open up a window. I'm going back to Houston, Texas to visit some family in something like March, mid March. And in mid March, I'm seeing my family and I'm flying back. Cheaper flights from Houston to Merida would actually be cheaper if I went via bus and flew to Cancun first. So I fly to Cancun. It's a Wednesday night, I remember. I land. I fly out like Wednesday evening, but I land Wednesday night. And TSA was crazy. It was a whole other story. But other than that, I land and I have my bus. I already had my bus prepaid for, but as I'm going over to the front station at the airport of Adio. I don't know even what they call it at this point because the letters say Ado, but people call it Adio, which makes more sense because like it relates to adios, like goodbye. Their buses are also called vaivén, so it's like coming and going. Anyway, what had happened was the bus was just not able to make it on time, or I wouldn't be able to make it to the bus in time. The ladies explained to me in Spanish. I don't understand everything exactly, so I'm still like just dazed and tired, and 2 weeks of only speaking English, basically, and I got to go back to speaking Spanish. And it's like, man, I feel like I know nothing. And so she hooks me up with a different bus, and it's like 11 p.m. It takes off, and I'm gonna get back therefore in Merida around like 1 a.m., which it's just something ridiculous. And so I'm just so tired the whole day. I'm like, it's gonna be hell. I don't know what to expect. This and the third. I'm like, I can sleep on the bus at least. I don't know. We'll see what'll happen. Anyway, I hop onto the bus and we're going to the bus station. That'll then take us to that main bus station all the way to Merida in Yucatan because we have to cross literal states in Mexico. It's like that far away, and it's crazy how the prices were so cheaper. Anyway, as I'm on this bus to the station, it's about 15 minutes or so. I'm talking with this one individual from, I believe it was Germany, and pretty cool guy. He was just looking for vacationing. He's exploring other parts of Mexico. He's just traveling. Shout out to him. We're talking about a few different things in Cancun, my recommendations of Mexico, and just a little bit about what I'm doing, what he's doing. Regular conversation. And this one individual, man, oh man, I remember it like it was last night. He came up. He said, "Man, my seat's in the back of the bus, but mind if I just sit here real quick while everybody passes by, and then I'll go to the back of the bus." I'm like, yeah, man, sure, it's whatever. No pasa nada, right? It's nothing. So he's sitting down right next to me. I'm still talking across the other seat with my friend here, and just somehow, some way, I had asked him about his story in Mexico, and he said he had actually lived in Cancun. He's actually living in Merida as well, like me. I'm like, oh, interesting. So we're both going to the same spot. It's like, yeah, I just got off a different flight and everything and whatnot. He was saying he was having trouble. Man, this is such a crazy detail. That he lost his phone, so he missed some of his, whether it was a flight or a bus or other accommodations. He was supposed to fly in the day before or the day later. In hindsight, looking at it, it's crazy. It was nothing but a miracle that we had landed on the same bus at the same time. Even for me, man, it was like, well, shoot, I shouldn't even be on this bus. I should be on another bus. Anyway, we're talking all about his experience, and he starts talking about a little bit of his life. And he's talking about he's been on television, he's been in Madagascar, Portugal, and Brazil, and all across the world. He's been on television, and that was his main source of income in the past 20 years. And he did gems and finding rocks. And he spoke to natives of different countries, selling to them the different jewels and diamonds and bedazzlements across the world. I'm like, goodness gracious, this is a fascinating individual. So you can tell he's a little bit more in his retired age, but he just loves doing stuff. So he's never retired, I suppose you could say. I'll keep his name. I'll keep his name incognito. Maybe in the future, I don't know. Reveal it. But he's talking about he's been in movies. He's been in movies with his daughters. He's doing charity events and he's doing different things in Merida. He knows the political figures and the police force and just a great many of other things. I'm like, goodness gracious, like, your ear sort of perks up and you're like, oh, this person is important. Like he probably has something special or wise he's going to say that's just so incredible that I should just listen. And that's like the side lesson. You should treat everybody like that, as if somebody knows something that you don't, or if everybody's special in a certain way that you'll find beautiful and amazing. And then you enter the conversation with a sort of humility. But I mean, goodness gracious, that was just so amazing. In which I can just see that in the conversation so far. So my German friend, he's going somewhere else. He's staying in Cancun. Me and my friend here, we have to. My new friend, we'll call him. Pedro. We'll go Pedro. He's not from Mexico, so it makes it even funnier. Pedro. My friend Peter here. His name isn't Peter. Me and my friend Peter here, we hop onto the next bus, and oh, wait a minute. I don't know if they'll show it here, guys. Hold on. Ah, man, I think I missed it. Man, the guy selling gorditas here. I swear he was just passing by in some sort of way. I swear, I swear. I gotta set up the camera again. Dang it. No, it's like my favorite part of the day when they roll by. Anyway, we're on the station, and he's like, "Man, when's the next bus available?" The only next available bus is the very bus that I'll be on. He gets a ticket and he books it right next to me. I'm like, goodness gracious, man, God is so good. So now I have something to do and to occupy myself with for the next 4 hours of a bus ride, the longest bus ride I've ever been on, and it was even longer than the actual flight I was going from Houston to Mexico, and it was ridiculous, man. So at first I was like, oh man, I'll get some sleep on the bus. No, I just passed by. Man, man, I'd whistle for him if I actually wanted some food. But I kid you not. Maybe he lives around here. It's the gordita, man. I think he's something with fresas, plátano, queso, all those different things. I was hearing it. Yeah, that's like my favorite part of the day. I'm sorry. No more distractions. Anyway, I have actually something to do on the bus. Nothing to sleep. It's just only stuff to talk about. And so we go to the local OXXO. We pick something up. He's telling me about the culture of Mexico, things to pick up on, and I kind of emphasize like, hey, what's up with the charity work you were doing? Since I have a little bit of experience in charity work, and he just starts getting into it, man. Um, be careful on other people's property now. We start getting into it, man. And so he starts telling me just straight up, like, yeah, man, I've done some different things in the city of Merida and whatnot. And, I've done stuff where this is crazy. I've gotten every motorcycle in look like a variant of the Gordita, man. Every motorcycle in a 30, 50 mile radius and rented out like the entire city, it made it sound like. And we paraded in motorcycles for people who had never had vehicles in their lives. We gave out shoes to children. We had given out food. At another event, I was at a jail or a prison and I was helping out other individuals with food and passing out Coca Colas because I'm sponsored by Coca Cola as well. And all these different things. I'm like, goodness gracious. Like, I'm generally starting to think, like, golly, man. What came to mind was I was in Durango, Mexico in March, so the first second week. Oh, so I guess it was the second week when I came back. Something else I was realizing. And during that time, so the first week of March, I had was doing community service and work and missions with my church, and we were kind of doing some of the same effect, of course, in the context of church, of like kids that never had a pair of shoes in their lives. We're giving them shoes. We're sharing invitations to church, the gospel, foods at hospitals for people who were terribly ill with chickenpox, as it was a pandemic or epidemic at the time, or maybe even now currently they just have a breakout, just things going on that were absolutely terrible for the community. And so just being able to serve them in a way that they're able to have health in all different aspects of their social life, being part of community in their spiritual life, for prayer, personal needs, and in their physical life as it relates to their health. It's like a feeling like none other, man. Being able to serve your fellow man. And so I just as we're walking into the bus, I remember like literally before we enter the bus, I get up and I ask him like, "Hey, man, like if I wanted to sort of do some of this stuff like myself, you're saying you're doing all this charity work. If I wanted to do it myself, like how would I do it?" He said, "Man, that was the exact next question I wanted to like ask you, man." And that started that man, it was so perfect. That started the next 3 hours of the bus trip. Just that conversation alone. And we talked about everything. He broke everything down. He said, "Listen, if you want to have an event, you have to have this, you have to have that. And you need to set up this. Now, the price is usually going to run this and that." And he's breaking everything down from details, logistics, who to reach out to, type of event I would suggest, things in the city, this, that, and the third. Ridiculous, man. So, man, I was just so thankful. We're talking for the entire 4 hours. I've never had a conversation longer than that in my life. We start asking deeper questions. I'm like, who's somebody special in your life that, if you could ask them one question, you'd ask them this question. Or who's been the most influential person in your life? Or what was it like when you were growing up inside of the church? Or what do you hold dear and near to you for your heart? Like personal questions, man. Like that's type of conversation you don't just have on a on a New York subway or heck even on a Merida subway or even a other type of bus. I don't know, man. I did not sleep. It's like 1 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning in Cancun, technically the time zone I was flying in out of, so my body's still like majerbled or whatever. And whatever it was, man. Um, somebody text me. Oh, whatever it was, man. I'm just glad we had the conversation. And he gives me all of his information. We part ways. He actually lives pretty close to me. I'm probably closer to him right now in this new house compared to where I was like 10 days ago. He's like, "Let's keep in touch, man. Let's keep in touch." And then a period of silence hit. Shame on me, man, for not reaching out earlier, for not being able to get in contact with Ben again. It sounds like this is where the story ends, but this is sort of where it picks up. This is so fascinating, man. So it was on my heart and mind and my soul and it was in my hands, it was on my eyes, it was on my everything. En todo de mi cuerpo, en mi alma, en mi mente, en todo, en todos lados, es verdad. It's crazy, man, because I was telling myself so much. I even told my friends, like, "Hey, y'all, keep me accountable. Somebody text me tomorrow that I should reach out to Ben." And nobody reached out, and so I'd forgotten it. But I was just been procrastinating on it like crazy. And yesterday, man, oh man, God is good. I'm at a cafe. I, um, I yeah, I'm at a cafe. Man, I can't even say that word in English anymore without thinking of like coffee. I'm at a coffee. I'm at a cafe. I'm at a Starbucks specifically. Specificamente, estaba en un Starbucks, right? And I'm doing work. I'm on my computer, really good work session. I'm working on this business. For context, started a well, I already think I said it in another video, but I started a business and I'm like super busy. So now I'm like 2 jobs in and things are crazy. Things are just super crazy, man. Uh, man, pray for your boy because this last month in Mexico is gonna be crazy, and we gonna see what happens if we're I don't know, shoot, in Mexico longer, in Houston longer. I don't know, man. If I'm coming back, just some other things that are popping up where I have to reconsider, like, what are my plans for July? Anyway, back to the topic. I'm working, and after I get done with work, I tell myself, let me just go for a walk. Let me cool off. Just I read a study recently of the 20-minute walk theory. That just 20 minutes of a walk can really cool off your mind of so much. So I'm like, let me just walk, even if it's not for 20 minutes, just for a few minutes will do it really well. And so I'm walking down Paseo de Montejo, más centro in la ciudad de Mérida, and it's so interesting. It's a Friday night, y'all. It's like 10 o'clock. I'm just walking down the street. And for whatever reason, this day, I was just so locked in on my walk. Like, usually I look at other people in the street, across the street, like just a normal human, like acknowledge others, buenas noches, hola, right? And say my salutations and things like that. All those different things. Just for whatever reason, today I'm not focused on anybody else but I don't know, man. I felt as though I could see my thoughts clearer than I could see the road in front of me. I was just so locked in on whatever, and maybe just so focused on focusing on anything else but work. And I'm walking, and there's this one brother. It's so fascinating as I remember the details as well. There's this social distance that we have as a society where you don't walk 2 feet away from from an individual, obviously. And so we're walking at this usual pace and distance, and then all of a sudden he comes a little bit closer into my personal circle and square. It kind of angst me a little bit, but I didn't pay it any mind. I just keep walking. And I could tell in the corner of my peripheral vision, he even looks at me, this individual. And as soon as I'm a distance to which he's no longer in my vision and he's now behind me, he goes, "How's it going, brother?" And my soul just I felt something reach out and touch my heart. I was like, wait a minute, what in the world? Like, I kid you not, nothing in my life had touched me like I felt I felt like I was approached by a biblical angel. And he said, do not be afraid. Because I was like, oh, shoot, I'm afraid. And I don't know if it was just maybe because I was so focused, I didn't realize it. He was speaking English. I'm in Mexico. I thought this individual was going to do something crazy or whatever it was. Even the English words didn't exactly register in my mind until a little bit of lag had delayed. And then it had actually hit me like this brother's like talking to me. And so maybe I had taken like one extra or 1.5 extra steps before actually addressing and turning around to this brother. And I turn around and it's Pedro. I, and I was just bewildered, man. Like, it que cagado. Like, wow, wow. Like, no way. Posible, no manches. Ay, ay, ay. I was just, man. Let me get a sip of water, man, because I'm even thinking about it right now. This whole story that has taken place in the past, brother, just 12 hours. So crazy, man. Golly. We catch up for a quick minute. He says, man, because he invited me to his local church for potentially some community stuff or just getting me introduced to them, knowing some more folks in Merida. He's like, man, I've heard you from me. I was talking to my people at the church, and they were like, man, when is your friend coming over? I'm like, man, he's already talking about me, man. That's so beautiful. It warms my heart. I was just so glad to see the brother, man. And so we chatted it up. I said, man, let me get your number right now. I got his number. We locked it in, called it, got his contacts. He's in my contacts forever. And he said, yeah, man, let's set something up. Set something up. he called me this morning. Man, oh man, God is so good, man. He called me this morning, literally just like right before I actually recorded this video. He said, "Yeah, man, let's meet up today. Let's do some things. I can introduce you to the church today. You can go tomorrow, this and the third, and just setting up some other things and connect." I'm like, man, that's perfect. So he's gonna call me later today. Then, but y'all, like, God is so good because I say this because it was so crazy, man. I was procrastinating on it. I don't know if I would have reached out, especially as time continues. As time continues, the likelihood of me reaching out decreases by a percent a day, by half a percent a day, whatever the case may be. And the more he starts to forget about me. And so I'm glad I was able to connect with him. He even said when I met him yesterday, he said, "Man, I just got back from my flight yesterday." I said, "Yesterday?" The odds that we meet up in this random road in Mexico. Small world, man. Small world. I've only had one other experience like that in my life when I was at College Station for a 3-day trip. And somehow I had seen a friend. I haven't seen him forever. But it was also during like the beginning of year weird break special. And I'd seen him and I was just like so overconsumed in joy, man. And I felt that same thing of like, man, because think about it, that feeling is so rare, man, and it can't be faked. When somebody from halfway across the globe sees you and you realize that, like, yeah, that's the person I know, right? Like, I can't even explain it, man. I can't even explain it. Like, I just imagine if, like, some people from Georgia, like, if I encountered some people here, some people back from Houston, people back from Baltimore, if I saw, like, I don't know, my grandmother down here, I'd be like, what in the world? You know? And I felt that same thing when I saw Ben. It was the craziest, craziest thing ever, man. This has been a crazy 12 hours, man. Even other stuff that like sort of revealed to me. I was up late last night, man. I was up late. I'll admit. Do I say it? Do I tell it? Do I give the secret? Do I spill the beans? Do I go off topic? I'll say that God. I think this is so beautiful, especially in this and even other situations. God has. I love that. Last night, for sure, in that scenario, God has opened up a door for me in my life, absolutely. And even I saw Him close another door right afterwards, showing me exactly where my focus should be. And so, really, it's today, man, with this business. I was really making this video because I really wanted some way I could promise myself. Um, let my yes be yes as my no be no's, but as a contractual agreement, right? The most formal form, but a yes and a handshake. Man, let this be it, man. Um, Two things for certain. Por supuesto. Que yo sé. Let this business take off, man. And let it be so obvious that these certain things are available and doable within my reach and financially possible. Allow it so that this business that I'm doing is so good, so great, to the glory of God, and all these other things. That one, yes, me and my friends, as I told them, we will be in Colombia or Mexico or somewhere else. Like something where the company just books a flight and we're all out there for a month, for a week, for 3 days, whatever the case may be. I saw this video of sort of the mentor that I have in this business. And you see it a lot on YouTube, man. These guys, these gurus. No offense to them, they're living a good life. They're buying the AMGs, the M3s, the 992s, and 911s, and GT3 RSs, and all that stuff. And I thought about it, man. Like when I had started my other business last year. Let's go to the other topic. Started my other business last year, something else. And it wasn't bad. It taught me a lot of things, but just ultimately wasn't for me. And it gave me some good experience and some good life lessons. And I ended up stopping that venture. But I'm not disappointed in it. I'm glad I had it in that experience. My wants were different. Like I wanted the nicer house in America, the not immodest but modest Porsche Cayenne for the wife, right? Something like that. Or, I would say, well, if I'm really thinking about it, I suppose something like, what did I want? Um, Man, I don't know whether it was a Toyota Supra or a C5 project car, something like that, right? My wants were different. I wanted a date just or uh, a, a date just. Specifically a date just, yeah. And I really like the chocolate brown overtones that I'd seen in one store one time. And even right now, man, like that sort of stuff isn't out of my reach. Like I can, with a little bit more work and business stuff goes on, like yeah, I can buy a Rolex, right? And that's a blessing. That's amazing. But man, like God is so good. These past 4 months has taught me so much. These past 4 months, these months have taught me, have not have taught me so much. And I shifted the very wants that I have. That I don't even want like the finest house or even the Porsche Cayenne for my wife, unless she wants it. God allows it. Or even the 911 for me, maybe a test drive, or even the date just Daytona. Goodness gracious, no Daytona. Um, or the Submariner, or whatever the case may be, or even stuff like the AMG or the M3. Like none of it, man. Like literally none of it. None of it I want. And man, life has taught me so much so that even in a house like this, or even in the house I was in earlier, the one before that, man, I'm content as is. I have my friends, I have my family, I have my community, my church. We laugh so often. We have good jokes. We grow together. We live life together, man. We play sports, we play games, we call. Like, that's what life is, man. It's not these glamours that a business can buy. And so, literally, man, I love so much. I could see it. I genuinely do. God has blessed me so much to where these wants are no longer there. That if I really were to start a business, my wants would be somewhere else. And one want would be like, hey, screw all the nice cars and living in Miami and, frivolous life that so many people prop up. I gotta wake up at 4 a.m. and hop in the Hummer EV or the Mercedes G Wagon to go to my what, EOS? No, where do they go? My, not LA Fitness, my that one super expensive gym. I feel like it's called Omni or something. I don't know. Go to the gym at like 5 a.m. and then I come back and I hit like a super productive, Andrew Huberman productivity work session, man. And then, I got a Horizon Max at like 6 p.m. when there's the sunset. And it's like, golly, man, that's so vapid. That is so vapid, man. Where's church? Where's God? Where is the community? Like, I literally saw a Reddit post of a guy. He's like, man, I'm living the remote nomad life, but like I don't have any friends. Like he literally explained it. He said like I'm up by 5 a.m. I go to the gym, I do my work, I do this. Like the most social interaction I have is like at the store. Y'all, like this is some of people's lives. Like I'm just gonna say that. Like some of these people who have these digital nomad lives, and I could get stuck in it as well a little bit, of like, man, where's the social aspect? The friends, the family, the stuff that really matters, man. Like the the fact that you are the fact that if you are called into the family of God, you're a son of God, and you now have so many siblings, man. And siblings are fun. That's one thing for sure. So have some fun with your siblings. Don't just get so caught up in this money culture, and it's not worth it, man. I don't want to. So that was one of them. Of just for one, promise to myself that suppose these things in the business were to take off, the number one goal is not to buy a house, to buy a car, to buy a property, to buy. Obviously, we want to save money and have it as an income for sure. First and foremost, I would say, right? But as these other things come to mind, it's not the Rolex, it's not the car, it's not the solo trip to Greece to look aesthetic and, go to a Ralph Lauren, fashion exhibit that I can pay for because I have connections now. Heavens no. You know, it's a trip with my friends that one day I could just be like, hey y'all, I booked the flight. I booked the flight. Everybody gets a ticket to Colombia, to Colombia, to Mexico, to I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's a little louder. And finally, as it came to mind, man, especially as I'm seeing this charity stuff come up, this business stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm serious about it now. Lord, allow enough money to come through for this business such that it sets itself up so perfectly. And I'm literally, this is like my prayer out loud, man. Set it, set itself up so perfectly, financially, logistically, time wise, all these things, timeline wise, such that a charity event in Merida or wherever in Mexico, if God has it in the States, that I may do that. Like genuinely, that's the goal, man. I want to come back in because another gordita, man. I'm telling you, man, you can't go hungry in Mexico. They certainly don't have a hunger problem. That's for sure. But I just wanted to make this video as like long story, but I met Pedro and all these other things, and just these two promises I have of the business. Because I was working on it earlier today. I set my day up. I woke up fairly early, and I'm doing all this stuff, and I still have some more work to do. But as I'm doing all this stuff, it just really hits me. After Bennett called me, I'm like, God, if you really want this individual in my life, And after John had called me, like I was just dazed, man. I was just dazed. Wait, John, Ben, Peter, Pedro. I I don't know why I'm giving them all these names, man. Golly, now I'm super confused. These like super anonymous names: John, Ben, Pedro, Peter. I'll just keep on giving him a different name each time. So yeah, man, we'll call him. What should I call him now? I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Yeah, that's a promise to myself, man. Promise to myself. Charity event for sure. Whether it's sponsored by Coca Cola or not. If we're in a prison and we're just giving food to the prisoners, gospel tracts and Bibles and resources so that they can, have help, have aid, helping kids in Durango, whatever it may be, oh man, whatever it may be. Cause man, oh man, I'll tell you one thing about Eric. Eric has a heart. Eric has a heart, and I love the heart that he has. I think, and we had another conversation about him growing up in the church. His mom. I pray that Eric may be able to see God the same way Paul has. I'm thinking about it too much, man. I'm gonna make this video longer than it should be. Two promises, man. Listen, if this business doesn't do anything, man, like no pasa nada, right? Like don't feature Alec if I ever watch this video. Don't even take it as super pressure. Because listen, if it's God's plan, it'll happen. And excuse me, I hope I'm not blowing into the mic. It's dirty. Uh, Hurting y'all's ears. But yeah, man, if this business doesn't work out, if something else works out, praise God. Whatever it is, man. Listen, if you're homeless in a year, 6 months, you gotta live with your parents for still another 2 years, man. Like, chill, man. Chill, chill, chill. Estamos tranqui. Estamos tranqui. All will be fine. Todo está en las manos de Dios. Y Por eso tenemos júbilo, júbilo, júbilo. Por eso tenemos júbilo. Y podemos hacer todo con Él. Y no hay nada que no podemos hacer con Él. Just remember that, man. Just remember that. Whether this or that. Man, let me stop this video. I'm gonna start rambling because I have that bad habit of doing that. But yeah, man. Basically that. Crazy story. 2 promises to myself. Also, if my future self actually does see this video, since I'll probably look at all these videos I upload on YouTube when I'm, Lord willing, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, whatever the case may be. So, listen, man, if things are successful, they are. If they're not, they're not. Who knows? Um, but yeah, this was amazing, man. Eric. Pedro. Dan. Ben. All these anonymous names. Excuse me. Well, nos vemos. I'll switch this on this.